Hi, how's everybody doing? Just wanted to take a few moments and say that you guys are awesome. I really love all of the interaction. We've been getting to know each other. We've been diving into the material, getting started on chapter 1. So I want to say this. I've been a little bit nosy. So I took a look at the Student Cafe forum. I love that. Kudos to those of you who chimed in and who posted on there. That's great. You know, that's the purpose of that, for us all to get together to communicate. And so I come into our course probably about once a day, but I check my email constantly. So I get it on my watch phone or cell phone. So the fastest way to reach me would be email, text, or voice. But I go in there once a day. So I went in there today, saw the posting, just wanted to take a moment and talk about two of the questions in there, which had to really, there were statement of cash flows questions because they were dealing with cash. So I wanted to touch on this for just a minute. One thing I wanted to show you guys, and I put together this little slideshow. So these are actually screenshots from our textbook. So I wanted you guys to take a look at this, which helps. So if you have a chance on page 20 in chapter 1, you can actually get in there and it goes over this net solutions company. Now this is different than the example that we have, the example problem that we have, but this breaks down the statement of cash flow. So we're looking at cash flows from operating activities, investing activities, financing activities. So it goes over this and lets you know, and it gives you examples of what we're looking at. Because remember, the cash flows, we're looking at cash that is either going out or coming in the business. So one thing I have to say, which I think helps, is many times not to overthink things. So to kind of take a step back and look at it and say, well, okay, what are we working with? What is it asking us about? So when we're hearing this cash, you know, and it's talking about cash going out, going in, that's the statement of cash flows. That's what that shows us. Remember, the income statement, we're looking at everything as a whole. So this is accrual accounting. So there's revenues that are generated, right, on credit. So we've got receivables, but also cash. Statement of cash flow is just looking at that cash portion. And then I think the other part of the question was about where to find these expenses. So remember, take a look when we go to the assignment. Sorry, there we go. So when we go to the assignment, think about, again, don't overthink it. So we see, when we go here, we see the areas where it tells us, okay, these are expenses. Now you want to keep in mind, has cash actually been paid out for these expenses, right? So if we look at rent expense, for example, and this is just an example, we see $33,000, right, was paid out for that. Cash is decreased by what? The $33,000. So that's a cash outflow for rent expense. So keep that in mind. This is an exercise to really get you used to, one, the accounting terminology, looking at financial statements and putting them together. So kudos to everybody, because by going through this, think about this. When you turn this in, you would have put together the income statement, statement of retained earnings, and statement of cash flow. So you're already doing some accounting work there. So like I said, pat yourself on the back. Keep getting into that forum. I will see you guys tonight for a collaborate session. I don't want anyone to stress. So keep in mind, this session is not mandatory, it's not required. So you're not, it's great that you join in, but you're not graded on it. But it is a great way to get some information, and it's not just one way. So it's a good way for everyone who joins to communicate with each other. If you can't make it, I understand there's conflicts, life happens. I understand that. The thing to keep in mind, it's recorded. So we'll record it, and then you'll be able to access it if you go into Blackboard to the collaborate, and you can search all of our recordings. So all of these will be recorded. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. I come in here, I'll look at the cafe as well, and I may chime in, I may not, but I really love you guys working hard. So let's take it one step at a time. Keep up the good work, and enjoy yourself. Have a good long weekend.